Thank you for purchasing the Delayed Input Director's Cut. Here, you will enjoy one exclusive feature, a brand new character we created just for this special edition, the Shrek Monkey. You'll want to look out for the Shrek Monkey. Oh, there he is. Alright, that was it. So I got a haircut this week. I got my Gamescom haircut. And throughout this process of getting my haircut, you know, there's barber small talk. First, he actually asked if I was a student, which was nice. I'm not. I was like, man, I'm 35. Anyway, he asked me what video games I'm looking forward to the rest of this year, which is a normal question to ask. And normally, if you ask me that question, I'd spout something. I wouldn't even say, you know? Pop, 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 pop. But in this instance, I froze. In that instance, after that question was asked, I actually couldn't think of a game I'm most excited about this year. And probably a complete second passes, if we're actually counting. And the thing that came to mind, and the thing that I blurted out loud, is Metroid Dread. I was like, the new Metroid? And like, sure, it worked, you know, it made the conversation pass on, but that's not true. That's not the game I'm most looking forward to, it's just the one that I said in that moment. And so, I mean, we're days after the haircut. He's obviously moved on, but I'm sitting here wondering, like, why did I say Metroid Dread and not any of the other games that I'm absolutely looking forward to more? Which brings us to today's episode. Top 5 games I wish I told my barber. Number 5, haha, not Guardians of the Galaxy. Here's a quick catch-up that I think might be necessary background to talk about this game in the context of how weird of a publisher Square Enix is. So they have these two studios, Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal. Crystal Dynamics was making the new Tomb Raider games, Eidos Montreal was making the Deus Ex games. These games come out, they perform relatively well, but never 10 million. They're never at that level, never at the level Square Enix wishes they would have been. But, I mean, still popular. You know what I'm talking. You know what Deus Ex is. You know what Tomb Raider is, obviously. It might be important to note that they would assist each other with each other's games. They're two studios who are used to having a working relationship. In 2017, Square Enix proudly announces the Avengers Project, a partnership with Marvel. And the team developing the Avengers Project will be Crystal Dynamics, who works on the Tomb Raider games. And it's like, what? Are you not going to make Tomb Raider games anymore? And Square Enix says, no, we're still making Tomb Raider games. But Eidos Montreal is making those now. Deus Ex is on ice. So Eidos Montreal is now working on Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which actually comes out before Avengers does in 2020. Anyway, immediately after Shadow of the Tomb Raider, they don't work on another Tomb Raider game, they start working on this game, Guardians of the Galaxy. So why I bring this up is that Square Enix had these two properties that they owned. They don't have to pay royalties on those, they own these. They own Tomb Raider, right? They have their two best studios. They both get sidelined just to work on these Marvel games that nobody really asked for. And that's what Guardians of the Galaxy looks like when it finally appears. This could have been Deus Ex. This could have been a new Tomb Raider, but no, this is that movie you all saw. And maybe 6 years ago, this would have been huge. Maybe 6 years ago, the world would have been excited, but we're not there anymore. This world takes Miles Morales for granted. How's this meant to excite anyone? And much like Marvel's Avengers, this is clearly MCU inspired, much more than comics inspired. We see it with our eyes, we see what this game is. And it's taking one of the MCU's funnest casts, right? Look at that cast of Guardians of the Galaxy. What if you had that entire cast and then threw most of it away and played as the one character that everyone would expect, the blonde babe? Think of an action RPG where you can play as Drax or Gamora and how fun that would be. It feels like, trust us, gamer. This guy sells copies. Frankly, despite all of that though, in my mind, I am looking forward to this video game. I see a character accruing experience points, I'm in. You can make story changes. It's from the Deus Ex developers. Like, this should be, it might be, it very well could be a very good video game. But to admit as such, in a video like this, or even to your barber, makes you appear tragically basic. You can absolutely say, I'm looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy, but you must be aware that it makes you look like a hamburger eater. You know, it makes you look like a Funko Pop boy. Number 4, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. That voice. Why do I keep forgetting that this is going to be an 83 on OpenCritic? I think, okay, so we did a whole episode about Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. I think since then, it's been more probably all but confirmed that there's not going to be any voice acting in this. One thing I did remember, though, as I was writing this whole thing, was one part of the interview, the IGN article that came out along with the game's announcement, that you'll be able to unlock new moves for every fighter. All right, so that is obviously a terrible idea for any competitive multiplayer game. Unlockable moves that you have to grind for. However, I'm not a competitive multiplayer kind of person. I want to play this game single player. I want to swear at the AI. Tell that machine what's up. And so it kind of seems like a fun single player mechanic to unlock moves. I realize that's a hard sell maybe to you, and it's a hard sell to a barber especially. You know, just, I want to unlock moves. But bringing up Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl is always such an easy conversation roller. You know, it's like, they got to include this character from that show. Do you remember how good Nickelodeon is? You know, it's enough conversational ammunition for 1.5 haircuts easily. Number 3, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. I think this is going to be a very good video game. This is incredible. This is everything you could possibly ask for this game to be. But I think the reason it didn't come to mind immediately in that second of silence is that I don't think the game's going to shake me. Right? I think it's gonna be good. I don't think it's gonna shake me, and I wanna be shaken. I want video games to shake me all the time. You have my consent, video games. Shake me away. And I think that's what's happening with Metroid Dread, too. Metroid Dread, hey, it's gonna be great. I'm not saying it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I don't think it's gonna shake anybody, right? People will be like, the game's fantastic. It's a true classic. It's not gonna shake them. Tell me it shakes you, I won't believe you. The difference between these two games, Metroid Dread and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, is that here, you see Bebop flirting with this woman who seems to be into him. And that's an exciting new dynamic. Ergo, therefore, Ninja Turtles, more fun than Metroid. The number 2 game I wish I told my barber, No More Heroes 3. Now this game will probably shake me. This one's a shaker. What's funny, when I was looking at games that will be coming out this year to make this episode, I stopped at Far Cry 6. Far Cry 6 is trying to sell its danger to you so hard. It's trying to sell excitement. And I don't think anybody's buying it. I think, personally, you sell me that danger, I perceive a cold cheese sandwich. This series now seems to just be repeating, like, okay, this is a new location with a new charismatic villain. And even though, hey, great casting, Giancarlo Esposito, great job with that one.
You have poisoned Yara! You have poisoned your sword!
It just makes me feel nothing. Oh, hold on, is this sandwich just cheese? Yeah. No More Heroes 3. You can tell. The sparks are evident. That game will shake you to death. But I think the reason it didn't immediately come to mind, I think there's a feeling I don't want to acknowledge in my gut that this game simply won't be that good. That we might have another Deadly Premonition 2 on our hands, where people will tell you to be excited, and then the game comes out, and they're silent. And you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be sitting there in your barber chair, but like, you gotta check out No More Heroes 3. You gotta check this one. It's gonna be, you don't want to put yourself on that limb, because you could totally be wrong. But at the same time, it's gotta be better than Metroid Dread. And the number 1 game I wish I told my barber, honestly, this is absolutely nothing personal, but my favorite kind of haircut is where neither of us are talking. Someday I want that courage. Someday I just want to say it. I want to say it out loud. Because I love a silent haircut so much. And I bet it's probably better for both of us, if I would be honest. Right? Imagine having to cut my hair. Imagine having to be the person who's just like, so you're online, huh? That's cool. You play video games? Okay. Speaking of my weird job, I'll be hosting the Gamescom Opening Night Live pre-show next week. 10:30 a.m. PT, 1:30 p.m. ET, 7:30 p.m. CEST. Hope that means something to you. Look at that picture they picked. Yumba Bumba. That was actually 6 years ago, though. I don't think I could look that hopeful today. I don't think I could express that. Anyway, that is Delayed Input for this week. I'll be back next Thursday in somebody's time zone. Hope to see you then. Thanks for watching. Welcome to the dank back alley of Delayed Input. Here is where you will find my Pokemon takeaways. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl trailer. Look at this, is inexplicably bad. I'm not sure you will ever find a greater discrepancy between how much money a trailer cost to how much money the game will make. They're just zooming in on words. And I was at peace. You know, I used to say, look, I don't want to make fun of Pokemon anymore. It's like making fun of Barney. It's like doing a takedown of Paw Patrol. You know, like why make fun of a kid's show? Why make fun of a kid's video game? This trailer, we caught you red-handed, you absolute nerds. We caught you. You are only zooming in on words that mean something to people who already played that DS game. We caught you right in the act. You're not fooling anyone. This trailer is for adults, and it sucks. Not playing, not paying. Pokemon Legends Arceus, however, seemed to confirm my suspicion that they chose a ancient time period just to excuse themselves from having to populate a large environment with things to do. They don't even seem to be doing anything interesting with the concept of being in the past. Most every single Pokemon looks exactly the same as they do in modern day. Why create a whole new character model for an ancient Pokemon? Because that would be cool, because that would be interesting. And this screen is under the gameplay portion of their website. This is terrifying. Evolve this guy 3 different times. Watch it use Bite 25 times to complete the Pokedex. Look, I don't expect any of that to be mandatory to complete the game. But if we think backwards, if we think like game designers, they probably introduced this mechanic to give players something to do in a big empty world, which might honestly be a little empty world. However, Weird Deer, this absolutely handsome evolution of Stantler, is a 10 out of 10. We'll be paying, we'll be playing.